Today I want to talk about care plans. Our company has a individual company set up from M&R Plumbing Heating Ltd. This company is called mrhomecare.co.uk. We set it up separately so we could keep it completely separate, so we can monitor the revenue completely separate from it. So how we do it, the company invoices M&R Plumbing Heating Ltd for any service works because we use their engineers, and the M&R Home Care is just basically exactly what it is. It's just an engine where we store all the information, we've set a website up and we put the customers onto that, and then we subcontract it out to my other company, M&R Plumbing Heating Ltd. So that's how we've done the care plans. It's the most effective way that I found to do it and to monitor it, and the two separate entities, so it gives you a little bit of scope. If you have any problems in any company, you can move staff around to that company. There's lots of little advantages that I've not had yet, but I've foreseen in the future. So if you can just look on screen now, I'm just going to go through our care plans. So we've got M&R Home Care. If you click See Plans, it takes you straight to the plans. So if you look there, you've got what's covered on all of the plans. So you've got an annual boiler service. That's very simple. It is what it is. It is exactly what it says. You get an annual boiler service, CO alarm check, electronic certificate, £9 a month, or you can pay a one-off fee of £99. You get a little bit off if you pay up front than you do if you set up on the care plans. That's the only one that we offer that is on the boiler service, because it is a necessary thing that you've got to do for your boiler's guarantee or warranty, so that can be void. But I wouldn't say that that's a care plan, that's more like a service plan just for a service. Right, the next one I do is bronze. So what's covered in bronze? You get an annual boiler service, CO alarm check. I'm looking at the screen now reading these off. You get a boiler check, controls, basically everything to do with your boiler. So if your boiler breaks, we'll fix it. If it's under a certain age, if it's under 7 years, now don't quote me on this, you have to check the T's and C's. I think if it's under 7 years, we'll give you £1,500 to a new boiler, because we are pretty confident anything under 7 years we can fix and get parts for. We may get caught out on that, but that is what we've said. Anything that's 7 to 10 years is 400. Anything after 10 years is 250. So if you've been on the plan and your boiler breaks and it's not economical to repair it anymore, transparency is we'll give you some money towards that. We're looking and checking the market, what everyone else is doing. Everyone else seems to be doing that. So that's basically it. You'll also get your service in that and your electronic certificate, all your safety checks. We do one with access and one without access. I'd rather get the one without excess, but it's surprising how many, with excess, sorry. I'd rather get rid of that because it's surprising how many people still ask for that. I don't know if it's because British Gas do it. Anyway, we do it. But you're only saving £2.50. So if you look at those, it's not a lot. Silver, what do you get extra? You get gas pipe work, radiators, valves, central heating and pipe work. You get inside and external drains. That's a more comprehensive policy that covers more. You get everything you do on the bronze as well. Again, the price is £25 if you're without excess and £22.50 with excess. Again, it's not a big saving, but people do it. Then we offer gold, which is the full everything. So on top of that plan, you'll get your plumbing, which is, when we say plumbing, because we still cover that on silver, but it's not as in depth. It's more like we'll do repairs to things, etc. Taps, we'll look at them. We'll look at showers. I'm not saying in that plan, because it's in the T's and C's, that we'll replace that shower, but if we can fix it, we will. If we can't, we'll replace it and we'll offer a discount for replacing that shower, so it's a little bit of a bonus for them. We cover electrics. We cover pretty much everything. The drains, inside, outside. They get faster response times. We do toilet repairs. One thing we don't do in any of these policies, if it's knackered like a tap, we don't replace the tap. We'll replace the tap for you and fit it for free, basically. That's how we normally do it. Or if they buy the tap, or we'll work something out with the customer. We're a bit different than British Gas, where it's terms and conditions. If we go to a job and it's on an excess and we don't fit any parts, we don't charge them. Where a lot of people do, we waiver that cost because we know there's nothing wrong with it. We've been in-house 10 minutes, in and out, done and dusted. We also offer bespoke cover, which is I go out, do the whole system. Now, this is for large properties, commercial properties that have got multiple boilers, multiple underfloor heating, a lot going on, and I'll do a bespoke package. Say it's £100 a month with an £80 excess done, or whatever it's for, we offer that. That's becoming more and more popular for us now, but that has been a bit risky because I have lost out on it, so that's not for the faint-hearted. Now, why did I set this up? Because in 2011, there was a big problem Just before that, there was a recession. Now, 2011, it really hit me. About then 2009 to 2011, I specifically remember. We do forget these times, but it was pretty bad. So basically what happened was I set this up to try to be recession proof, and it's worked, to be honest with you, because we've got a lot on these plans. We've got a lot on services. Our service round is probably one of the biggest. Basically this is really important because this will pay to engineers to be out there, which you don't need to worry about, because this is every day. It's a subscription. The income comes in. You can cost it. It's dead simple. You've no issue with that. If my engineers turn up, they don't have to quote. The customer saves on time with the customer. They don't have to go. You just literally, that's wrong with it. Go and get the part, fit it, and the customer continues to pay the subscription. This is a fantastic model, and I advise everybody to do this. Now, what stage in the business did I do it? I did it when we got to about $500,000, because then I'd had money in an account that I could pay for. So it's important to know, if you're going to do this, that you've got enough cash. I would say if you're going to do a service plan, it's a good idea to have about £10,000 sat to one side for you to do it, because ultimately if anything goes wrong, you've got a pot to go on. Now, that's a lot of money to be sat there, but as soon as you become, you start rolling cash and you start cash flowing, then I would use that money for marketing. You don't necessarily need a pot then, because you've got these regular subscriptions coming in, so you can then start to use that money. And I would say monitor all your subscriptions that you're doing, because it's quite strange how many you miss that if the prices have gone up, you've not put the prices up. We did this in mistake, about 8 months ago. We had a new girl. She cancelled all our policies. It was awful. I'm going to tell you, she cancelled about 180 policies, and it was because we use Go Cardless, and it just basically, she removed a template, which you'll understand if you've got these systems going, it just removed them all. But actually, when we rung all the customers up and we put the price up, we did lose some, because some people were saying it's ridiculous, but you were saying, well, ultimately, if you look at prices online, you've been getting that price for so long. So if they chose to leave, they chose to leave. But majority didn't choose to leave because we're still competitive in the market, and they'd rather use us. And they understood that if you go back to 2011, some of them policies that we'd not looked at, we was charging ridiculously low, and they understood, and it was great. And a couple of them did leave, but it is what it is. We've got past that. So the service plans, ours are dead simple. We've got, as you can see on screen, annual boiler service, bronze, silver, gold and platinum. Platinum, like I said, you've got to get an engineer out to that. We do try to go out and assess the systems as well, because if you sign up into some of these plans online, you've got to be very careful that your customer, and I'm not saying all customers do it, but we all know it goes on, including customers know as it goes on, they set you up. So they'll take one of these plans out, wait a few weeks, then ring a fault in that's a nightmare fault. That's difficult if they signed into it, and you'll know if they've done that. It's up to you, you deal with it. But ultimately, I would say out of 10 customers, it's more than that. Out of 100 customers, you might get 2 or 3 people that are doing this. This was very, very common when I was growing up in the industry. When we used to go out to a boiler folk, they'd say to us, "Hey, I've heard about British Gas. My boiler's knackered, and it's going to cost you £300 to fix it." Well, I'll get on a British Gas plan. They get on a British Gas plan. They sign up to them, and then in 3 weeks they report it in, and then the British Gas come out and fix it. It's kind of naughty, it's fraud really, but that was going on. So for us to eliminate that, because I was working for manufacturers and fixing combination boilers for companies like that, I got to learn what was going on, and it's very difficult, but sometimes you just got to stand up to what's going on. At the end of the day, if it's wrong, it's wrong. You've just got to stand up and see what happens, depending on your terms and conditions, etc. They're all different. That's another good tip. What I did for terms and conditions, I went on to everybody's terms and conditions, then built my own, and then got someone to overlook it, and that's my terms and conditions. That's how I did it. I would probably recommend the stage what we're getting to now. It's about time we got a solicitor to write our terms and conditions again. I think they're due an upgrade, to be fair, and that's what we'll be doing. So I would advise anybody that's fitting 50 boilers a year to start thinking about doing this, because this is future-proofing your business. You've got a regular income. So even if everything goes tits up tomorrow, at least you can fall back on this and just do service and go back to basics. And then, we don't know what's happening in the economy. We don't know where it's going. It's very, very volatile. This month, I think they was predicting that boilers are down. I'm sure they said 27%. Actually, we're up this month. We're up 8 boilers on installs, which is very good. But again, we try to sell them a service plan, because the cost per acquisition to attain that customer has gone up. So if we sell them a service plan, at least we're getting a little bit back, and also the customer's getting a better deal. The customers sometimes don't see the benefit in a service plan. They only see it when we go out to an issue on the system or something not related to the boiler, because when you get a guarantee on the boiler, there's loads of other things that can go wrong on a system. And I'm sure any engineers or people watching it, the customers particularly, have probably experienced this and wish bloody hell, or have cancelled my policy and then your system breaks. So it's like your insurance for your car. You just got to look at it as an outgoing. It's, you know, it's brilliant. It lets you know where you stand. So care plans are very important. I'd advise everybody that's trying to grow the company to look at it. Go and take a look at ours. Go and take a look at all the competitions. Have a look what we're doing. We are revamping this particular page because there's stuff missing off it. Every time we go to the developers, they're fantastic, but we keep evolving. Then we go on another site, we see what they're doing. It's just continuous evolving. So I would definitely advise, if your turnover is substantial enough to cover this, just look at care plans. Don't think you're going to get them straight away, because I thought, well, they're not selling these. They don't sell at first because you're not offering them. If you're not offering a product, it's never going to sell. You can't just try it for 2 weeks and think it's going to work, because it won't. It takes 12 months before it starts to kick in. It starts to kick in your engineer's head. It starts to kick in your office's head. It starts to kick into the director's head that, oh, there's a market here. Don't feel like you're pushing it when you're selling a boiler. It's important to put this on to the customer, because ultimately this will save you a lot of headaches. You know, and you can be in that property and you'll know it. Well, yeah, there's a few issues here, a few issues there, but I can cover it. It's a fantastic opportunity to get cover plans. We send letters out to customers. I think the best way it works is when I'm in the property and we've got a chance to sell them a care plan when they've gone through a breakdown that's just cost them 500 quid, something like that. There is key points and times you can do it. I really hope this was being helpful. I'm going to wrap it up now because there's only so much I can talk about care plans, but I would advise anybody that wants to get involved to it in this, just drop me a message in the comments box, and I'll get back to you. Give me a little bit of time though. I might not get back to you straight away because I am still quite busy running a plumbing heating company, but I will get back to you. And I think, again, it's important to get the community together that I'm trying to create, and give me a like and subscribe, because that's really important that we get the right algorithms, we get out to the right people. Thank you very much. Take care, guys.